Good evening, my name is Kelvin. Welcome to 15 Minutes with Wave. This is a series where we speak with stakeholders across the education to employment spectrum, learn about their experiences, their challenges, and how we can collectively grow the ecosystem. I welcome you all. Today we have a very special guest, as we always do every month. His name is Eizu, a business strategist, an employer of labor, consultant, and we'll be speaking with him on how to motivate your workforce. So if you're an employer of labor, if you're an HR person, this would be a session for you to engage in. If you're a job seeker, you might learn a few things on how to get a job. So Eizu will join us anytime soon. Again, my name is Kelvin, and this is 50 Minutes with Wave. Wave is a non-profit that is solving the problem of youth unemployment by upskilling self-motivated young people and helping them find opportunities. Okay, so I think Eizu is with us, so I will send him a request. Non-profit. Hello, Eizu.
How are you doing today?
I'm fine, thank you.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Welcome again. Sorry that we're having this technical difficulty. Apologies to everyone again. So real quick, I will let you do the introduction. Tell us who you are. Let our audience get to meet you. I mean, I know you, and I would love to introduce you, but I'll let you do the honor. So please go ahead.
Okay. My name is Eizu. Eizu spelled as Eizu. I am the founder of Xavier. It's a business and management consulting firm. Over a decade deep in management consulting. Our core is in leading startups and in corporate restructuring. Currently doing my PhD. First degree is mathematics. I hold 3 master's degrees, a PMP, and a few other certifications. So I've worked with teams over the years. Most of them are 4.5 GPAs, what you like to think of as a first class graduate. And so I have a knack for excellence. And I think that.
Thank you. So let's move on. So quick question, what inspires you? I mean, before we get started, what inspires you?
What inspires me?
Yes.
Central ideology, growth.
Growth.
Central ideology, growth. Yes, one word, growth. Seeing other people grow, see what I'm building grow, see myself grow. As long as anything has growth potentials, I'm jumping on it.
Like that. Okay. So before we get into the meat of the matter, I have a game that I want to play with you. It's the first time I ever played this game. It's called This or That, right? So please indulge me. Rice or spaghetti?
It's called what?
It's called This or That.
Oh, this or that. Oh, okay.
Yes. So rice or spaghetti?
Spaghetti.
Okay. Swimming or football?
Swimming.
For vacation destination, Zanzibar or Santorini?
I would think Zanzibar.
Okay. Strategy or execution?
Strategy. Hard. I wish I could choose both. Yes.
No, choose one.
Yeah,
strategy.
Yeah.
Okay. And then my favorite one, which I imagine will be your favorite as well, the Black Album or the Blueprints?
Blueprint. Any day the Blueprint. Come on.
Blueprint. Oh, that was easy. That was easy.
Yeah.
Wow.
Blueprint. That's a 5-mic album. That's among the top 10 albums of all time, like in any category. Yes. Okay. I thought it was going to be difficult, but I'm surprised it wasn't. Yeah. Okay, so founder of Xavier. Tell us a bit about Xavier in terms of the services you offer. How did you conceive the idea of Xavier, and what's it been like so far? Xavier, I'd like to think of it as a process. We started off with not exactly management consulting. I mean, we were in school then. We jumped into tech. One of the first people jumped into tech. Played around. It was Dreamweaver. It used to be like a thing that eventually metamorphosed into PHP and what you call backend development. And then we started to do websites. And then jumped on branding. And then when you're doing website and branding, clients have issues. You find yourself trying to solve those issues, and when you realize that the right to pay for those issues that you're solving, that's really management consulting. So it's a whole journey. So I just jumped into it. I did think of it as a management consulting firm first. It was supposed to be a branding company, right? Still do branding, but like maybe 5% or 10%. That's what I I technically agree that everything has to come as a transition. Yes.
Okay. So the idea was birthed in university, you said?
Yes, absolutely.
Right.
Yes.
And since then, it's been a process, and it's been one that's been evolving over time, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yes.
Right. What would you say has been the biggest highlights of leading Xavier?
Biggest highlights okay, so the launch of the masterclass, that's how I met you.
Yes.
Right. You remember back in the days, right?
Yes.
Called the masterclass. We ran for almost a decade. Right. That idea I thought was brilliant, because not just the fact that we could hold people down for say 10, 11, 12 hours, right? Sometimes start at 9, end up at 8, 9, right? That's over 10 hours. It was also the fact that we created an amazing community that still stands. And strangely, a lot of the brands you see today were product of HBC. Right? Call it business club. So I'll give a good example of things that came up. The biggest power bank company in Africa, New Age, right? If you know the charger, the power bank.
Yes, New Age. Yes.
I Fitness, right?
Yes.
Essenza perfume store, right?
Yes.
Those are brands that came off that whole, people we met there, and then we built brands. So I'm proud of the fact that we built that, and I like the community, right? Over today, like 3,000 CEOs. There's nothing in that community that you can't find in that community.
Right.
And that's something I'm pretty proud of.
Okay. And I mean, we'll talk about that towards the end of this session. How can people get to the community and experience what others are experiencing? What has been your biggest challenge as an entrepreneur?
Biggest challenge,
yes,
is trying to accept what people call okay. Trying to accept what people call okay. Yes. So and it's really hard. And I'm glad I didn't lose out the battle, right? A lot of people just want to do what's just enough, right? Whether external or internal, right? They're trying to show clients that they can do more, they can do more, they can have more. And they feel like, oh no, this is just okay. They are making profits, and that's fine. I'm like, no, I can do something bigger, right? And that's why I think I love our brand that we are part of. They're actually the biggest in the industry. I mean, for example, Africa has probably the biggest retail chain.
Yeah.
Right. I just spoke to Felicia Slade, the owner.
Yeah.
Right. No one's built what he built. Right. Essenza is still the biggest retail when you talk about cosmetics and perfumes. Right. People don't even know that sister companies are the biggest retailers. I like the fact that people can be bigger, you can be better, you can be faster. Right. Yeah. It can be anything that has an ER in it. And for team, is the fact that maybe our culture also doesn't celebrate being more. A lot of people just want to survive. So when you're trying to move from surviving to thriving, right, it's a lot of headache. It's a lot of headache, but it's a challenge. Just trying to come to the fact that, look, I'm not abnormal, right? I'm not abnormal, right? I just want more. And then now seeing people who are showing that, because I mean, about 5-6 years ago, we said to hire only first class graduates. I realized that those guys do understand excellent. So Nigerians just want to have 50 over 100 and pass the exam. People who want to have 90 out of 100, there are few people. Some people just want to pass and like, oh, well, I did not fail. Why do you live your life like, well, I did not fail? Right? When you can be more, right? So that's my biggest headache, right? That's really my biggest headache.
Just being comfortable, accepting okay, bare minimum, basic, right? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now let's talk about the idea or the concept of hiring first class graduates. Like, what prompted that?
I'm still dragged on Twitter on this. So, and I'm like I said, you got into an interesting phase when it's okay for people to look at you differently, right? Yeah. I don't have to look at that. I need to be different, right?
You don't have to what? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
You don't have to be better. Just be different. Right? It's okay to be different, right? I don't have to agree with your difference, but it's okay to be different. So, how has that been, right? It's been amazing, right? First of all, but more importantly, it's also the fact that you don't have to push for it anymore. You pull for it. So have people. I mean, look at the math, look at statistics. How many percentage of graduates graduate to the first class in any school? probably less than 10%, right? If you have a team of if you have a set of 3,000 in a school, it's probably less than 10%, 300 that made the first class. So it's a very small number. Yeah. And if you want to go for only first class, you're competing with the tier 1 companies, the Shell, the Chevron, the Exxon. It's really not necessarily going to push them at 4.5K, right? Saying, oh, I want to work with you, right? So, so the fact that all of a sudden we build the brand around very smart people, right? And you know the concept of Xavier, right? You watch X-Men, right?
Yes.
Right. Yes, you get to start to understand some of those fundamentals. So mind power is big for me, like very, very big for me, right? And I think, it's been great.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so to the reason behind this conversation is, how much impact has that had on your talent retention? Do you think that because of that winning mentality, if you like, that your first class graduates have, that it helped you to, it has an impact on your retention?
Okay, so if I'm honest with you, right, the relationship in terms of 4.5 and retention is actually inversely proportional. It's not directly proportional. I mean, it's higher than, so it's actually negative, right? So let me give you an example. If you have straight A students, the 4.5 CGPA,
yes,
you work in an organization, right? You have a tendency to want to further your career. Not further your career to jobs, but to do your master's, do your PhD. So I was doing a math of the people who's worked with us in the last 10 years who made first class. Most of them are currently either with PhDs or chasing their PhDs.
Okay.
So, you know, if you're chasing your PhD and you made the first class, right?
Yes.
Chance of being in a job for 5 years straight without getting a master is very slim. So the reason why they leave is more important to me than how often they leave.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I'm not big on, and the reason why we don't miss them that much, right? They always have my blessing. I'm in touch. Let me tell you a fun fact. I have a WhatsApp group of everybody that's worked in Xavier.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
At least twice a year, we meet up, hang out, go to beach. Great vibe.
Okay.
Some guys left 10 years ago, 8 years ago. They would probably say, oh, you know, you could be a tough boss while working together, but we're glad for where we are because we couldn't have been there if we didn't work with you. Like, you inspired in a higher level of excellence or growth and then supported each other. I still had one that had a business. I was talking with my colleague today. I was sharing that, oh, this person says she needs about 5 million naira to start up a business, right? And how can we raise that 5 million naira for the person, right? This is somebody that made the first class, right? Mm-hmm. Right. So here's the thing about it, right? I like the fact, I think it's unfair to keep people who are very shiny, right? And not even in their prime, to reduce them to wanting to work for you for the rest of their lives or for a very large time. Like, I'll give you an example, a very long time, and I'll give you a very good example of this. You're 21, you left school, you went to Covenant, you made the first class, probably the 1% of your class, right? You get a job, the type of job I have inspires you to do more because all of my clients are also tier 1. You see how to grow a business, right? While you're there, you get a scholarship, right? To go for your master's abroad. You have the connection with me. I would tell you to resign and go for your master's abroad, and I'll give you my blessing. And if you're there and you're stuck, I'm willing to help you out. If by any means I want it, financial, whatever it is. Right? And I don't think there's anything wrong with me. Because I've built structure, chances are that when you leave, anybody can quickly plug in.
Yes.
You're not irreplaceable. Yeah. And that's not in a negative way. Right? There's continuity. If I'm not, I come to the office like average of twice in a week.
Okay.
Even though my house is like a walkable distance from my office. I've built type of structure where if I'm not around, the business will run. If you're not around, the business should also run. So if you're going to climb for something higher, please do. We'll gather together, I'll pray for you, give you our blessings, you'll be in the WhatsApp group, you engage. If you come back later and you want to be a part of the business, fun fact, some of the guys that work with us are business partners in new startups that we're building, that we built. Right now, if they stayed with me long enough, they wouldn't have been founders. I wouldn't have had a chance to have an equity in their business. I wouldn't have grown. I sit on a lot of boards. Some of them are boards of businesses that the people who were there, who are the founders, right, are the businesses who were my former employees, right? And that's something I found out in the PayPal. You know the PayPal mafia. You know the PayPal mafia, right?
Right.
You know the PayPal mafia. Like there's a bunch of guys who were colleagues in PayPal that left PayPal. Today they own the biggest companies in the world. LinkedIn, the founders came from PayPal, and Tesla, the founders came from PayPal, right? A lot of like almost not exactly 20% of modern what you call tech startups that are doing well globally are from people that worked there. So it's better to own 10% of something that makes sense than 100% of nonsense.
Okay, that's a lot. It's a lot to take in. So I hear that there's the intentionality behind so grooming others, giving them blessings to go and succeed, and leaving the door open, if they want to come back. That's very powerful. And so that brings to the point of, so if they leave because of their ambition, they want to pursue their degrees, how then do you find ways to retain? So yeah, it's going to be difficult to retain the best talent, and how do you work around that?
So first of all, pardon how I think, right? I know the sessions was about retaining people. Yes. Right. Yes. I think so. The question you're asking is how do you retain people? Okay. Right. Yes. The question should be how do you make people have the best time of their lives while they're with you? If they decide to go, right? It's not a blood covenant, right? Right. If they decide to go, and it's for something positive, right? How do you help and inspire them to grow? You know what leadership is? Leadership is the person. A leader is one that inspires you to be more, to do more, and to have more. Right? Someone that knows the way, goes the way, and is willing to show the way. If showing the way exits you out, I don't think Jesus' ambition in life was to have 12 disciples all through. I mean, he's died at 33. Right? I feel like if he didn't die at 33, a lot of the disciples are still gone out to prosper and grow because they believe the system, right? You should understand what I mean, right? But why they are here, so I think the question should be, how do you make them have the best time of their lives, right? While they are with you? How do you motivate them? How do you get them to give the best they can? Because let me tell you a funny thing about Nigeria. The companies that brag about high retention, right, are usually not the most productive. And I'll give a good example. There's no industry in Nigeria that retains people faster than police and any government establishment. How many people do you know that resign from police? Think about it. How productive and effective?
It's hard.
How many people do you know that leave the government? Have you got to local government? Have you got to local government? They've been working for 16, 17 years, adding no value whatsoever to themselves and to others. If people need to go and move,
give them blessings.
But make sure there's no bad vibes. Make sure there's no bad vibes. There's no bad blood, right? Make sure you leave them the best memories. But while they're there, make sure you guys do magic together. I mean, there should be a threshold. You don't want them to come in and leave in the next 1 month or next 1 year, right? But if there's an opportunity, right? I don't want to mention a person in this country. He will be the top 3 greatest legend of democracy. If you know the modern day democracy in Nigeria, right? The one that died for democracy to exist, right?
Yes.
There's a story about some guy who was killed with a letter bomb, right? If you understand that story, make sure you can read it up, right? And connect the gap between it. It will come from someone who's disgruntled because there was an opportunity. My boss didn't expose me to that opportunity because my boss did not want me to leave him. Because if I grow, I will leave him. Yes. And people do that all the time, right? People do that all the time. And I think that it's very disruptive what I'm thinking, what I'm saying. It's not popular.
No, it's
CEOs don't want to hear this. And it's okay, right? CEOs don't want to hear this. You have a 24-year-old guy who could be everything he wants to do. And I'll give a very good example of it. I have one of my mentors who worked with Tony and Felicia Lakija. They were his staff. They were both his staff. True story. Imagine somebody who's former staff. One was Felicia Lakija and the other one was Tony Lelu. Imagine if they didn't leave to grow. You probably would not have a Tony today.
Right.
They have a UPA. Yeah. He's still loyal to this guy.
Yes.
Right? His name is Ibisime Banigo. He's one of the founding fathers of modern day banking in Nigeria. He's on the bank for 1 8. Right? Felicia Lakija today is not the richest black woman, she's probably the second or the third, right? So it's okay, provided that they're not jumping to a better job. Because a better job sometimes, if it's not for the experience, right? Now what I'm saying to myself is, how can I increase the salary of my guys every 3 months? Because we're growing.
Yes.
Right? How can I make the work more desirable? I'll give an example. We do free meals, and we do free meals for years in Xavier. Every day. If that's the little contribution, I tell them, look, I'm not going to hire you if you live 45 minutes from where you're applying. Doesn't matter how good you are. I still saw one today. I have a startup that's opening up a branch in Shangotedo, and this guy comes to apply and says to me, I can walk. I said, where do you live? He said, it's Ocean. I said, there's no way I would hire you if you walk in Ocean. He said, but it doesn't mind. I said, I mind. Life is too short for you to do 3 hours in traffic. I would get you a house close by. Right? If we spend the quarters. Right? So I think that it's okay, but make sure that back to motivation. So I've almost suggested to you that the question should be, how do you motivate your clients to be more, your employees
to be more, how do you more, have the best experience?
Yes, best experience while they are with you. Right? The fear, right? The fear of you wanting them to leave is sometimes FOMO. It's fear of missing out. Right? Yes, right. I remember an old Mace song. I know you're a hip hop head, right? Mace, right? And the last verse of that song, I think, is I want to see happy. Yeah, I want to see you happy if it's not with me. I love you so much that I want to see you happy, even if it's not with me. Even if it's not with me.
Yes.
It's a high level of leadership. It's about succession. It's about legacy. It's about empathy. Right. I don't even understand what I mean. I think about it. I have a 5-year-old, and I'm saying to myself, my 5-year-old, when he grows older, doesn't have to work in my company if he doesn't want to work in my company. Right? But he can gain the dividend of my company even if he's not there. Let him chase his dream. If he wants to be a DJ, right? Let him chase his DJ dream. But know that I've got his back. Like Xavier, dividend still run without him. And as the son of a founder, he will still earn dividends if it's a multi-billion-dollar business while he's chasing what he's passionate about. Very awkward, but that's how I think of things. So the motivation theory, in my own opinion, would be first understanding the love language that makes them happy. Right? We try to teach people how we want to be treated. But can you find out how they want to be treated? Right? If my love language is to give people gifts, and your love language is to tell you thank you, words of affirmation, right? If I keep giving you gifts instead of showing you and telling you how much I love, tell you how I love you makes you feel loved. But I don't like to tell people how I love them. I just like to show them by giving them gifts. I will not be feeling your love tag. You understand what I mean? Right? So I need to know what inspires you. So for example, I ask them for first class guys, working with them, what inspires them is the things you can learn. So I'm constantly increasing my mind power so that I can keep making them comfortable, learning, giving them a great work environment, including the quality of the team that they're coming in. So today we had an interview in the office, and I got them to gist with the people who came for interview. And when people left, I allowed them to make a choice of who they want to work with them. Right? Because vibe is important. Right? So sometimes why do people leave good organizations? Sometimes not that the pay is bad. It's not even that the boss is bad. It's that the colleagues, right, are not matching their energy in whatever way or whatever definition of energy is.
Right. That's profound.
Right. That's profound. It's a great place to work.
That's profound.
It's a great place to work in. It's not necessarily the building. It's the vibe that the guys bring in. Right. Let me example. Most people are 5. Most people stay till 7, just gisting with themselves. I come to the office on Thursdays, and they've turned the office into like the open area. They call it their movie night. Right. They are using their own money, not their own money. So we have something we call like the sanction grid, right? And so that sanction grid is not Xavier money, right? Oh, you goof in the system, you donate money to that sanction grid, and then they use that money. I never see that money. It's not an Xavier money, like I said. That's what they use to order their whatever it is that they use to watch their Netflix and chill in the office. Right? If that's the memory that gets you to stay more,
so be it.
Yeah, some people, they want experiences. They travel a lot sometimes because of the type of work, right? Like you talk about pursuit, you want to hop on a plane, see a new place. That might be what drives your energy, right?
Yes.
You want a place where, I've met so much contact that even if I leave, I'm starting to come back to ask for funds,
Yes.
right? Investors, hey, that's the thing, right? You know, some people leave and I'm not growing here, right? It's not a function you have when you work with us, because it's always something you need to learn. Every new client is a new experience.
Yeah.
I don't know if that makes sense.
I think my biggest takeaway, obviously, as you just highlighted a lot, is just how do I give you the best experience? How do I ensure that I create a healthy environment, that you are growing, and you're getting the best experience. I think that's my takeaway. So that's what I call a paradigm shift. It's a departure from how the average business operates, right? Because I mean, where many businesses are big on, how do I increase my retention? You're like, no, I don't want to. I'm not big on retention. I'm just big on giving people experiences, right? Because that's that saying of people would only remember you for how you made them feel, right? Than what you did. I think that's just how the saying goes. So how do you marry that, or how do you balance that with someone to ask you, you seem to have to go living here every year. Why should I come and work for you? What do you tell them?
Say that again.
What do you tell someone who comes? So a candidate comes to you and says, I'm doing the interview process, ask you, how often do people leave your company? And you say, they live here every year. What's the confidence that you give them for wanting to work with you?
So if you're a writer, write the kind of books you want to read, right? If you're a singer, you sing kind of songs you want to listen to.
Yeah.
Honestly, when that question, people have that question all the time, right?
Yes.
And I'll usually respond to that question with another question.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
Right. If you find a bigger opportunity in 2 years,
yes,
way bigger opportunity, which do not leave.
Will.
Mm-hmm. And when says yes, I'm like, look, my work here should make sure you have a great experience, acquire the skill, and make sure you think sustainability while you're with us. I tell them every single time, if you're not at work in 2 days and I need to call you to get anything because it's not written down anywhere, right? You are not being a leader, right? So, I don't know what I mean. I mean, my capitalist mind wants to stay as long as you do, right? My capitalist mind, because I do know the side effect of not staying 10 years, right? Because continuity. But don't forget, I've mastered structure. That's what I do for a living.
Yes.
Right. I've mastered structure, right? Like someone that mastered how to swim, so he's not afraid of living by the water.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Right. Not afraid. Look, I would not be more successful if my colleagues that left 5 years ago were still here, because some of my passive income come from business that they set up. Right. I rather do 20 boards, because being the boss is not the most important thing. You know that, right?
Yes.
Right. Being the boss is not the most important thing. Even with finance. So I'll give a good example. Coca-Cola, right? Last year, CEO of Coca-Cola, the boss of Coca-Cola, made $50 million last year. Warren Buffett is an investor. Guess how much he made last year? Over 500 million.
Oh, right.
So why do you want to be the boss?
Right.
Why do you want to be the boss? It's stressful. Anybody that's into this right now knows the shake it out, be entrepreneurs. If you can get the job done through others, and you grow. So if someone asks me that, I would explain in detail that, look, I want to stay as long as you want to stay.
Yes.
But if you really saw an opportunity 2 years time, wouldn't you move?
Yes.
Right? And the person says, yes. I said, look, my role here is to make sure you have an amazing time, keep you as long as I can.
Yes.
But I am not going to shut the door or get angry when you want to.
Yes.
Provided that you make us move from point A to point B. That's your role here. And my role is just to pay you and give you the best vibe you can get without compromising on my quality. So if I need to change it for you once in a while,
I will.
Without being abusive, right?
Yes.
I will do that.
Yes.
Right? I will do that. And if any reason I fall out of line as a human that I am humble enough as to apologize and give you the reason why that happened.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? So I think that's how I like to look at it. right? And funny enough, they end up staying longer. But let me tell you a secret hack. There'll still be some people in your inner circle you keep for very long. They are the pillars. Those ones are not the ones. They are the ones that, let me give example. There's a particular colleague of mine that I'm having a discussion around equity now. Say, look guys, I think you stayed long enough here. 2 years time, I don't want you to be here as an employee, but I want you in my team. Right? You see this whole course CEO, I'm going to make it vacant because I'm moving to something else. And I'm going to be chairman of Xavier. I want you to be CEO. And I don't want you to be CEO as an employee. Those ones are tied with me, right? And it's different. When you know, look, it's different. Let me tell you how crazy it is. One of them, right, lost that last month, right? Yeah. My wife traveled, right, just to be a part of that burial. Like, you see that that's not an entrepreneur-employee relationship, right? Those are your inner circle. Those are people that have the login details to your account. Those are your most. Everybody must have an inner circle.
Yes.
I mean, there's a case study for this, right?
Yes.
You know why Tinubu seems to get it right? It's like he has a deep-rooted loyalist or a set of loyalists that have his back any day, anytime.
Yes.
Right. Even if they need to, you know what I mean, right? Right. So that's pretty much how it is, right? You get it right?
I do.
And that's important, right?
I
so,
do.
I don't know if I put context to that, right? So you have that small circle of people. Yeah.
To sum it up, what I asked was, how do you convince someone who said, oh, you seem to be having a high attrition rate? How do you convince them that the reason for that? And you said, okay, I'm going to explain the why behind that and ask them, what do they want to achieve? So everybody's experience is exclusive to them.
Yes. If I have that question with you, right, and you don't take the job because you feel like, oh, I want to say 10 years, but you said I can only do 2 years. You're not the right fit for the company. And I'm also not the right fit as a boss.
Yes.
Right? It's okay. Look, it's okay.
It's okay.
You've got to be able to, because, and I'll give you a very practical example of this. Everybody knows why they run business, right?
Profits.
Some people run business for
problem.
Right, problem solving, right? There's a problem in Nigeria, and that's what I'm solving at Nigeria. Creating better entrepreneurs, including if you need my employees transiting to be entrepreneurs. If you work with us for 3 years, honestly, if you leave, you're not likely going to get a job anywhere else. You start up your own business because you have understood that. Why do I want to? Like I was saying this to my colleague yesterday, that when we were in school and they were doing orientation, that first year orientation they do in school as an undergraduate, and they tell you that, oh, get good grades so you can work in Shell and Chevron or work in good companies. I always laugh to say, okay, people that started those companies, they have 2 years. Why are you not teaching us to own those
entrepreneurs?
Which is the reason why we have so many employees that are trained to not add value, because actually, think about this, entrepreneurial mindset in an employment would give you more value because they take ownership. Somebody who has an entrepreneurial mindset, who for short term is an employee for whatever reason, maybe he has not raised capital to be an entrepreneur that is naturally driven. And don't forget temperaments and personalities. Some people are by design leaders and entrepreneurship. Like, I don't want to go to psychology, but see those temperaments and those personalities, there are people that are natural wanderers, natural problem solvers. There are people who are natural dreamers. There is no place for dreaming in another man's business per se. Dreamers are the ones that change the world as innovators. They are the ones that set up businesses. Imagine if Elon Musk was an employee. I don't understand what I'm saying, right? There are people who in their DNA, right, cannot stay long enough in something else, like, including music. Imagine Jay-Z was signed to a record label that had an artist, right? The freedom for Jay-Z to do what he wants to do comes from the fact that he owned his own record label. Think about it.
Yes.
Right? From day one, A1 from day one.
Yeah.
If you watch that white people were the CEOs, they would have probably sounded more rock-like.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if you know Mace. Mace, the rapper, his name was more than Mace. He wasn't a fresh boy, fine boy rapping about women. It was Diddy. Then got Puff Daddy. They said, look, you're too fresh. Leave all this killing thing. What's murder? There's nothing murder about your name.
Yeah.
Even though he made some songs, but he felt like fish out of water all the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I think because I understand that people are different, some people are born entrepreneurs that their system is forcing to be employees. So if you come in and you want to be employed for the rest of your life, honestly, it might not be a place for you. It's like a ministry, right? So that ministry that pastors want all the pastors want to be under them. The ministry that want pastors to leave and set up their own ministry.
Right.
Like, I'll give you an example. I have a client who is a pastor, because we structure all sorts of new churches. One of the biggest churches South, right? All the major pastors from the South came from him. South. Funny enough, I don't want to bring finance into religion, but he probably makes more money than a lot of pastors. Because by default, churches pay tithes too. 10% of those big churches now are paid to him. Even if you look at the balance sheet and income statement of it. I don't know if you see that, right? But that's how it works. Like, so some people just want to do that, and it's okay to do that.
I mean, I think I like where this is going, and particularly just how you're saying that. Listen, I want to create, I want to change the mindset of entrepreneurs. I want to raise, in quotes, entrepreneurs that are wired to solve problems, and entrepreneurs that are wired to create impact. That is very, very significant and profound. So yeah, thank you for sharing that. I think that's a good segue to my next question, which is, do you think that's the reason why many small businesses struggle with talent retention? Is because they maybe don't they hire people with the intention of wanting to keep them. I mean, or why do you think people they struggle with talent retention, small businesses?
Okay, so in my own opinion, right? Because
your experience, not opinion now. This is experience.
Yes, my own experience, yes, and I'm still in that experience. Don't forget that Eizu is a group.
Yes.
Right. You'll be shocked at how many things I do, but for the sake of identity and reduce identity crisis.
Right.
See me as Eizu management consultant.
Right.
I have retail stores that have tens of branches, right? That we founded, right? But you probably will not go on LinkedIn and find that, right? And it's not important that you also do that, right? I was still in a business that I co-owned yesterday. I bought something, made a payment, discussed there, gisted there. Some of the staff didn't even know. And I don't think it's important for them to know. Right?
Fact.
Okay. Right. So here's the thing, right? The reason why small businesses struggle with retention is one, the business is too small, right? For the big dreams of some of the employees. They're not going as fast as the employees would like and expand, right? So don't forget that some of those employees that work there, that's not their dream job. That's the job they're working in because that's what's available. And it's a funny place to be in. I've ever been in a relationship with someone who doesn't like you enough but can't find a boyfriend or a girlfriend, right? So he's managing you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, when you look at it like I know that vibe, right?
Let's go there.
Right. But everyone must have had a taste of that medicine, maybe even as a teenager, right? So the person of your dream, chances are that he might leave you to chase the person of their own dream, right?
Yeah.
One reason. So you're not scaling so fast for them.
Yeah.
Right? Now, two is the money you're making, they see it, but it has no impact on them. So a few months ago, we started something like this. I said, look, there are project managers, the guys that go to client side and sit in the client side and instruct. I don't know if how consulting works, right? Sometimes clients give you a table in their office to while you're restructuring, you stay there, right? Do all the work you need to do there, right? That's part of how you structure. And I said, look, what we're going to do is every money the client pays, you get a percentage of that apart from your salary.
Okay.
So if you have more projects, you make more money, right? That's for project manager. But I realize that the marketers, right, or the PR guys were making more money than the guys who were doing the work.
Mm.
Right? Because they're the one that's getting the project.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
Right? And I'm like, I'm not sure it's a very fair system. Right? And funny enough, the PR guys are the only people on the team where once in a while we don't let them, it's not the criteria they must make a first class. So I don't know if you know that first class guys are not the most social people, because for marketing it's social people.
Yeah.
The only time I've seen the guys that have dreads and maybe Gen Z vibe type people, right?
Yes.
In that department. When I see them, I know that these guys come from PR, right?
Right.
PR.
Yeah.
Right. So that's the second reason. If they're not seeing the proportionality of your growth with their own growth.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You get what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
I have a former colleague who is like maybe way more successful than me and richer than me because of the door, right, that was open while he was here. Right. So that mirror, when people come, they see that. And they get to say, oh, if you do the best here, these guys are going to push us beyond the work. So that's another thing. You're not promising them anything enough, right, to keep their hope or loyalty alive.
Right.
Let me give you an example that happened to me when I was a teenager. I was in school then, and I was doing IT. And I had this guy who owed us salary for about 3-4 months. I remember one of those days, the guy called me in. He hadn't paid anybody in the company. This was way back. The people that salary was 40K then. Gave me about 80K, right, to buy a toy for the son.
And he hadn't paid you.
Yes. I remember that memory so well because I left. It wasn't a full-time job. Remember the internship. So school started. I went back to school. But that memory still stuck with me even to today.
And
yes, and I remember me going out to the outside and my direct boss, who also have not been paid, asked me what I was doing, and I told him, I just said, this is so insensitive, right? Sometimes it's that insensitivity. So for example, like, hey guys, the client just paid money that we probably all expecting the client to pay on time. And hey guys, let's get in, let's go to the beach, let's go and celebrate. All of you check the account, check the bank, I'll give the account, we all laugh over it, right? But whether you like it or not, that's a motivation factor. Like when we win, everybody can plan. Like let me give someone was saying that, how his younger sister, I was driving one of my colleagues and like, his younger sister just called him and said he lost his phone. I'm like, no, wow, that's extra expense for you end of the month. And I said, but you know how Xavier be now? I feel make the money before month end.
Yeah.
I laughed over it.
Yeah.
I don't know, right?
Yeah.
And like I know that he's not going to steal my money.
Yeah.
By the phone, right? Because really that structure does exist.
Yeah.
Right? So I think sometimes it's why. Then companies where people can express themselves, whether their ideas, their thoughts, their concerns, or sometimes their creative ingenuity. So every now and then, I bumped into that thing that Gen Zs do, that anonymous thing they do online, right? I saw a mentee of mine doing anonymous on his WhatsApp story. You know that link? Tell me something.
Yes.
And I loved the idea, and I chatted the guy about it. Can you show me how this thing works? Show me how this thing works. Next day in the office, I shared my office. All of you anonymous, tell us what you think about me. Tell me what you think about the company.
Yeah.
Bro, you know Gen Zs, when you give them chance to feel at home, they do a backflip for them. Right? They gave the most direct feedback. Right? The three things that didn't have to do with work, like work. Somebody said, stop saying as a matter of fact. I didn't even know I was saying as a matter of fact. Like, I'm like, guy, how does that percent work now? My own, what's the word? Like, everybody has mannerism. Like, it's not like saying as a matter of fact. Right? Let's stop saying right. I laughed. We cracked the joke. We came back. I addressed it publicly. And I said, look, I don't know who said these things. Right? And some of the things they said, some of them said, because we have residency, right? Some of them said that in the residency, that one of the staff, like who's the facility manager, said they can't turn on AC at night. I addressed the issue there. I'm like, guy, but you said that's turning AC overnight in your house. You turn on AC overnight. Like, don't you if your place is cold enough, you can turn it off in bits now.
Yes.
However, guy, if the weather is hot, you're allowed to turn on the AC, right? At least, okay, for that AC, can we get you a rechargeable fan temporarily?
Yeah.
Right? We address the issue there. right? So
Culture.
sometimes people want a place where they can express themselves,
Yes.
right? Because I do know that by default, how we are trained to not express ourselves around elders, right? And that culture has to be broken, because that creates what you call in psychology, I'm trying to find the name for it now, power distance. Power distance is the reason why most places don't go. If you check any place that has too much power distance, right, you see old people who still control the system. Let me give a good example. I don't want to be tribal, but I know there are tribes where you can't talk when elders are talking more than some other tribes. Right? Check those tribes. Right? Check those tribes. Look, even globally, planes have crashed because two pilots are in the cockpit. Right? There's a high degree of power distance. Power distance is the degree of agreeableness or disagreeableness in the company, right? Or in the system. Right? Can you hear me still?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay. Where a pilot knows that, a junior pilot knows that the senior pilot is doing the wrong thing in the cockpit with full passengers on board.
Yeah.
And because of the culture that you cannot
Pick up.
Yes, pick up. Right? People die by plane crash. Like when you hear the audio recording of the black box,
Yeah.
you see that the junior pilot knew what to do right, but he didn't have the audacity to speak up.
Pick up.
I don't know if what I'm saying makes sense. Right?
Yeah.
So the culture is also
Culture.
a thing.
Yes.
The culture is a thing. So sometimes people leave because they feel like they're not heard. How many people leave relationships and marriages because I'm not heard?
Yes.
Because
I don't
that
feel
creates
heard.
contempt. That creates contempt.
Yeah.
What's protest? Protest is we say this thing small, you're not listening to it. Now let's go to the streets. Sometimes let's scatter the whole place, which now turns people into a riot. Right? It's usually conversations, call for dialogues, then protest, then riot.
Yeah.
Sometimes war, civil war.
Yeah.
Right? In that order. Right? So I think that's the reason why people have poor motivation, no place to learn, no great experience, no proportionality of the growth of the company to their own personal growth, whether financially or otherwise.
Yeah.
Right? Sometimes it's also not being heard, no voice to hear, not a great place to work in terms of environment, highly toxic, right? Poor compensation, right?
Yeah.
And a whole lot of other things.
Yeah. I mean, you said a lot already. And I really want to appreciate you for every point you have made. You have shared experiences. I mean, I don't know how many more experiences you have. I feel like you have a ton of experiences. You have a bank of experiences. And I want to appreciate you for always just picking one out to buttress every point you've made. Second to the last question, right, is I mean, is it just okay, based on what you said, businesses now need to do the opposite, right? So what is your advice to small businesses who are struggling with talent retention? I mean, just give us like maybe three tips in terms of how can they increase their...
One is paint a great picture.
Paint a great picture, got it.
Of where you're going to and how they benefit from where you're going to.
Okay.
Human beings are innately, in the cognitive bias of a human being, cognitively biased. Most human beings are selfish. There's nothing wrong with selfishness. It's the degree of selfishness that is now either acceptable or not acceptable. Right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Paint the picture big enough. Make the picture as exciting as possible.
Right.
Right. What's the next big thing? Some people don't know what the next big thing that company is.
Yes.
Right. When the first man was put in space, everybody in NASA worked harder because they also the big job that they wanted to put the first man in space.
Yes.
And they saw the impact of that first man in space. You know, put the first man in space, is why we have internet today, right? You know
Yes.
that, right?
Yes.
Right? So they saw how this world would change if the first man went in space, right? Just think about that. Internet revolutionized the whole world. Like, we wouldn't even having this session without
this session. Yeah.
Don't even all this craze about AI. Right. So paint a great picture. And that will constantly painted and constantly told. Right. 1, 2. Right. Be the guy that there's something to learn from. There are different type of power to have in management. There's punishment power. There is reward power. Reward power is how much you pay them. Right. Punishment power is how much you not do something if they don't do it right. Right? Like when the policeman stops you on the road and cocks AK-47, his punishment power is using. Right? If you move, he shoots you. So you respect him. Right? There is referral power, like not the power you have, but the power that someone that referred you has. Right? Like we as Christians, we say in the name of Jesus, that's why we are fighting whatever we're fighting. In the name of Jesus, what demon will put you blue and black. Right? Right? But the most powerful power is expert power. So let them respect you for what you know that you don't know, and you're ready to teach. Right. Second, third thing is lead them with feelings.
So that means you always have to strive to always learn, so that you can have a well of knowledge.
Fantastic. Yes.
Got it.
Including also exposing them to what you don't know too, like training. A lot of companies don't have budget for training. People are going to be trained in months. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And
the culture of training, of skilling your workforce.
Yes, the culture for skilling. So I've created a big picture that gets them excited. Human beings survive on hope. Everybody, the reason why people are going through suicide in Nigeria, you know that, right? Yeah. So a lot of reasons why people give people hope, not false hope. Hope that you're working on to become reality. We hanging on, especially going through a lot because of one thing: hope. Hope that will pass. Like this will pass. This too shall pass. Right? Right. I think that would help. 3 is when you can't pay them their dream pay, compensate it with other things.
Okay. So willing to compensate.
Right.
For
other things. Right. Advantage. Right. The things I'm good at to make up for the things I'm not good at. Right. I'm good at to make up for things I'm not good at. Right. I don't think that sort of makes sense, right?
Yes.
Right. Things I'm good at. I mean, in my own case, we'll be like, okay, you know what? If you want to live here, we'll have a space for you to stay, and we'll try to make it as conducive as possible, and we'll try to make sure that it comes with free meal. I'll tell my colleagues, if I pay you, what I'm thinking about is how to eliminate feeding and transport from that thing that I'm paying you, right? So end of the day, guys, buy a bag of rice, buy this, buy that. You guys turn it to a camp. Then they bond better. Like sometimes you come to the office, you're working there, and everybody's in the kitchen and they are cooking. And I've never been upset about it. Like, so I tell them as a rule from day one, it's impossible to be. We've never frowned at people sleeping in the office. It's a rule. No matter how important it is, if somebody's sleeping, allow them sleep. You know that whole thing that you're sleeping on your desk. Not the call. That's my own way of compensating. Like, because I treat sleeping the same way I treat when you're pressed. It's a very involved process, right? You have no control over it. You're feeling sleeping. Go and sleep, right?
Don't fight Mother Nature.
I'm having important meeting. Don't fight Mother Nature. Go and sleep. I probably found out if you're supposed to be sleeping and you're on your phone, but if you need to sleep, you can tell clients that you're sleeping. Actually, you can't tell clients that you're sleeping. People tell me, oh, you know what? And I don't know if that sort of makes so it's disruptive. A lot of these thoughts are very disruptive in India.
It is disruptive.
I told my colleagues I didn't even here, and I hope they can confirm a lot of these convictions, right? Now, that's in my own opinion. Insider note to myself, note to self, is I'm compensating for other things because our work is very high energy, and I don't think that the amount I will pay will ever match energy of that mind power. But you can make it fun and interesting for you, right? So what else are you compensating for? If your compensation can be, look, I'm going to pay for an all-expense trip to Maldives or to Zanzibar, right? On your 2-year or 5-year anniversary, depending men and sizes, whatever size your company is, right? Do that, right? I'm going to give scholarship to your children while you're still working with me, so you never have to bother your head with things while you're working. Do that. That's the size of where you are as a human being. Right? If whatever it is, it is, right? Okay. So that makes sense. It's called competition.
Okay, I've written down three, 4 very practical, because they do sound very practical advice. I know I said the second to last question, but I have another second to the last question, which is, so we've spoken a lot, or we've advised businesses and entrepreneurs and employers. Let's have one for talent, right? What general advice do you have for talent? So a job seeker, a young professional.
Okay, what advice?
Yes, general, something generic, right? Something you need to get off your chest.
You would do better in your career if your mindset is not what is in it for me, or what is in me for it.
What's in? Say that again.
Dude, you're a rapper, right?
Yeah,
so I know you do
I have to think again. Like, okay, that's a punchline. That's a hard punchline.
Not what is in it for me. That's what people say. Oh, what is in me in this place? What can I get in this place? Not what is in it for me, but what in me for it. What carry inside of me to change that thing.
Okay.
Not that to change me, my life. Then what is in it for me? The Nigerian slang now, selfish thought. What is it? You can change from what is from me to what is in me for it. You walk out a place and you're saying, there's something not working well here. I will solve it, irrespective of whether it's my job or not. Including, if the vibe is not good, okay, I'll be the guy that provides good vibe here. Even if it means I'm buying whatever you can afford, even if it's lollipop for everybody, or what's that thing that kids eat in traffic, like remember, like they do with corn, like not popcorn, the other one, right? Right. So even if I'm just saying, besides when you're coming back, you buy small things. I had a staff who did this kind of funny things, that you buy biscuit and share, and we all crack the joke. I say, oh, not biscuit, of us eat, and we all eat it. We all, but in the end, it was fun, right? So you can get anything you want, but you can give them what they want. I've said two. One is what is in it, what is in me for it. How do I solve a problem? I'm here to solve a problem. I don't want to just be blessed. I don't want to be blessed. I want the world to be blessed through me. I'm carrying something, right? Then two is attention. Give attention. A lot of the mediocre value that employees bring. I mean, your employment. You know, a problem in Nigerian employment. It's not unemployment. Unemployability. Jobs. Can you do those jobs? Can you do those jobs? You can't do those jobs. You went to interview. Sometimes I tell people that if you were me, would you hire yourself? Right. So and you know what's funny? Attention. Attention means also attention to detail. Right? Attention also means attention to detail. Give attention to detail. Right? Give attention to detail. Right? Just the word is give attention, give more.
Yes.
Right? You see that you go higher in life, especially when you don't care to get the credit. If you don't care for credit, you'll be less political as a human being and in the business you work. Because don't forget, a lot of toxicity and on the things that happen in politics, in boardrooms, and even in office is politics. Politics is the idea that you want to get the credit of the seen more. Right? Plant tree and don't bother whether people know you planted the tree. Don't even bother whether you ever get the shade from sitting under those trees. Right? It's back to where we started about it doesn't matter whether you stay forever, as long as I have an impact and you're ready to move, and the God that made me give you an impact will always find me a replacement for you.
Okay. All right. So before Instagram cuts us off, because we're way past our time. What's your observation of Wave? The work that we do, and what advice you have for us, and then tell us about your upcoming training you have. I think this weekend. Let's put those two in one.
That's great. So fun fact about my automation Wave. Fun fact: I've never done more than 5 IG live.
Right.
I don't do IG.
Right.
I don't do IG live. Right. As a matter of fact, as a test run to IG live, I did like probably my 3rd or 4th IG live this Sunday as a build up to this, just so I can understand how the rhythm works.
Okay.
Right. So that explains how much I hold Wave.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
I bumped into Rwanda.
Yes,
That's
yes.
her name, right? I bumped into her.
Okay.
Yeah, I bumped into
Yeah,
her recent. Not of recent. I think it was.
Yeah.
It's been a while, right? And I still remember, like, I see the passion of what you guys do. My impression of you guys is that you're doing deep work that people don't even respect you guys for. What you're doing is not connecting employers and employees; it's transforming lives.
Thank you.
Right, I've participated twice in your, and so I do know. And you're not even taking the highest of the highest type of people.
No,
right?
you are not.
Yeah, the mind has to be deeper because where they're coming from is very far.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I mean, like they want to trade. Some people are not starting from the finish line. Some people are not starting from the starting line. Some people are starting like they have to run two other laps before they start the race. I started right. So I appreciate you guys. I respect you guys so much. You guys inspire us.
Thank you.
Right. I'm just amazing stuff, and I'm always available whenever you guys need.
Thank you. This means a lot to us. Thank you so much. Let's now talk about your training. So I know you have a training sometime this weekend. What's it about? Who's target audience? Who should come? Yeah, all that good stuff.
So target is CEOs, and senior management. It's at the hotel and for the breakfast with Eizu. Right, the CEO session, one-on-one networking, hangout, right? Type session, buffet style lunch, and buffet style brunch, breakfast/lunch, right? So I just wanted to say that, and there's also, of course, a fee to it. But if you want to attend, you can just click on my link profile. You see all the details, right? So the hotel is on 4th of March on the last floor. So you inspire to see how big VI is. When you're on the last floor, you can see the whole floor. Maybe you might start to buy Atlantic, right? But right, so you get right. So I want people to be more, to have more. And what we're talking about on that day is strategy and structure broken down.
Woo! So I don't know if this is a fun fact, but it's a fact for sure. This is the first time we've ever had. This is the longest time we've ever had for our session, and I dare say it's a testament to how much you love Wave, first of all. And the value you have to give. So thank you so much for your time. Thank you for all of the nuggets. I have noted a lot, and we're going to recap them when we share this video. For those who intend to attend the Breakfast with Eizu session, I want to tell you that I'm a product. I think I attended one, but I think the HBS, the first one in 2016 I attended.
Called the master class. Called the excellent master class. Transited into breakfast.
Right. So I'm a product of both of them. I've done first one in 2016, and the other one in about 2018 thereabouts. So I can tell you that it's value packed. So yeah, if you have heard all that Eizu has said today, I'm sure you get a lot more value on Saturday. So thank you again, Eizu. Okay. Yeah. So if you want to reach out to Eizu, its number is 080-352-2891. Again, 080-352-02891. Eizu is a business strategist, consultant, founder, Xavier. He's a fisher of what now? Fisher of talents, if I put it that way. Talents who would go on to do greater things. I mean, you heard him talk about all the people who have become business leaders and CEOs. They're all right. So thank you again, Eizu. I know that you were sleeping before the session. Thank you for sparing us your time. All right. Enjoy the rest of your evening and goodbye.
All right.
Okay. So thank you again, everyone, for attending this session. My name is Kelvin, and this has been 15 minutes with Wave. Wave is a non-profit that tackles youth employment by teaching hardworking, self-motivated young people on employability skills and helping them get opportunities so that they can build a career for themselves. And we also help businesses, small businesses, we help them find competent talent so they can focus on other things. We want a world where, as an employer, as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, you can go on leave. And your business would be running in your absence. That's one of the goals for us. One of the things that makes us happy. So if if you are an employer of labor and you're looking to recruit talent, you're looking to train, upskill your workforce, you've come to the right place. Send us a DM and we'll be happy to get started with you. My name is Kelvin again. Thank you very much and have a wonderful evening. Bye-bye.